Well, hi guys, it's an absolutely stellar of a day here. It's a beautiful day here in Australia. Right now I'm talking to a band that is coming to Australia with Decapitated. It's Suffocation. I'll say it again. A band coming to Australia with Decapitated. It's a band called Suffocation. And I'm speaking to Derek Boyer. How you going, Derek?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good, man. And what an awesome privilege is to have you on the show. You're coming to Australia, as I mentioned, with Decapitation. You're also going around Australia playing with the local Australian bands as well. We cannot wait for you guys to come down here.
We love it down there, man. Anytime we get the opportunity to come down and crush it down there, we love it, man. We love the people down there. The venues are killer. Man, playing with Decapitated, these guys are our boys. Been playing a long time with these guys, so we're really looking forward to this next upcoming trip to Australia.
You also released an album not long ago called Pinnacle of the Bedlam, which is out now by Nuclear Blast. Awesome album it is. I had a crank of that on my own. I turned it up loud and played it many times over. But I just want to ask, how did that album get together and how did the writing process with that album come out?
That was fun, man. You know, it was one of those things where, the band was just, cutting loose and really just enjoying each other as musicians. And, we're all good friends. So it really came together fairly easily. Terrence is a riff machine.
Yeah, as I mentioned, that was an awesome album. And, like I said, I've played that many times over myself. So, yeah, it was a great album that came out just recently called Pinnacle of Bedlam. So, I just want to ask, you guys started out you formed in 1989, and you done a 3-song demo, but then a lot of these labels got very, very interested. Just talk about that, because many bands that bring out material, they can't really get signed up to a label, but you guys had a lot of attention. How did that all came about to get onto Nuclear Blast?
Suffocation's got one of those styles. It's a lot of hooks and slams and stabs, and it's real aggressive at times, but there's a contrast. So if you can put together a good production and the songs are catchy and enjoyable to listen to, the record labels they start to show some interest. Nuclear Blast is a great record label. We're good friends with those guys and have been friends with them for many years. So it just worked out great. Where the harder you work, and you put yourself out there and you play the shows, you get yourself in the right place at the right time, and then the right labels pick you up. And it's not impossible to do. I don't want to say it's easy. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. But if you work really hard, you get in the right place at the right time. You get a good label like Nuclear Blast behind you. It's what it's all about.
The reason why I love Nuclear Blast is there's a lot of great metal on there. Not just metal, there's some other forms of music on Nuclear Blast. But with the old way, when you had all those major labels like Mercury and Phonogram and so forth, they are no longer they're not even there anymore. But now Nuclear Blast has taken these bands under their wing and supported them and make them flourish as well. I think a lot of hard work does pay off. If you really put your time and effort into it, things do come out on the other end 10 times fold.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you.
Yeah. I want to ask, you guys been around for over 20 odd years now. We're coming up to almost 30, well, say 25 years and that. But I want to ask, has there ever been a chance that you want us to play with someone but haven't actually got the chance to play with you?
I feel like we crossed that bridge recently. I think it was Slayer, and we were fortunate enough to play the Brutal Assault and in the Czech Republic, and we played just right before Slayer, and that was one that we've been looking forward to doing for a while. And other than that, it's really like we're pretty fortunate, man. Most of the bands that we really like, we have had the chance to play with. So other than getting, we've done a bunch. We played on the festivals with Black Sabbath, and there's been a ton of them. So, being able to share the stage with Slayer was probably the biggest one that we've been wanting to do for a while, and we just recently did it. So, I can't really think of one off the top of my head, but, getting to that benchmark was a really good feeling,
Have you been paying any of attention with the Australian metal scene at all? Because with this new tour coming up in May, you're playing with some of the great Australian bands that been around for quite a while, but have any of these bands grabbed your attention lately?
I don't know if this technically qualifies, but I'm a huge fan of Psychroptic, and I think they're from Tasmania, so I don't know if that technically counts as Australia. I know it's from the same, relative area in the world, but I don't know if does that technically work or not really?
No, Tasmania is Australian. It's just off the coast of Melbourne or Victoria, but just down south of that. Still part of Australia, and we classify Australia as a whole with Tasmania. Yeah,
well, you know what? Unfortunately, that's my favorite from that genre, from that demographic over there. That geography of the world. And unfortunately, I don't know too many of the other ones, and I really look forward to if we have the opportunity to play with them on this next round. I look forward to meeting them and seeing what you guys have to offer as of currently.
Well, saying that, you mentioned Psychroptic. I just received a new single from them today, a video clip of theirs. It's awesome. And they're going on a tour very shortly in March to team up with Goat Whore, and they're going around Australia to do a great tour with that, and I cannot wait to see them in March. Psychroptic.
Awesome.
Hopefully I get the chance to speak to them very shortly, because I am part of one of the metal gigs that coming up as a sponsor, but that's going to happen very sweet. But yeah, going back onto the Australian metal scene, it did go a bit underground for a bit, and then now that these new bands are starting to pop up everywhere around Australia, the metal scene is alive and well now. I want to ask I want to ask, in your case, over the years that you've been playing in Suffocation, has that been a case with you where the metal scene kind of went underground but now sprouting up again?
Yeah, you do see that. I want to say it was, really big in the 90s, and then, went away for a while, and then, you get like, it's interesting, when you get like these, some of these bands, and even like, for a funny example, like that cartoon, Metalocalypse. When stuff like that happens, and then, you get like the Slipknot, and you get like, there's a couple like things that hit the mainstream media, and then, somehow it like rekindles and lights the flame, for aggressive, heavy metal and death metal, thrash metal, speed metal, black metal. We're really fortunate, that there's certain things that are like hitting the major markets like that brings the focus of, like most people who listen to like hard rock or heavy metal, wouldn't necessarily listen to death metal. But then you got a band like Slipknot that comes out and everybody listening to heavy stuff, then they go, wow, let's listen to some even heavier stuff, and then they find, death metal. And the same thing with the cartoon, that Metalocalypse show, that band Death Clock. And, for me, it's hilarious. And then the next thing you know, it's helping the scene. So I do think you see, everything comes in cycles and in waves. And, it is getting bigger again. It's one of those things where it comes in waves.
Yeah, I spoke to another guest on our show last week. It's more like a fashion trend. Fashion comes and goes. Fashion comes and goes, and music is the same thing. Some people will just jump on board of a new band and get past the other one. And it just keeps it a bit continuing, I suppose, because it's like going to a restaurant. If they keep cooking the same thing, you're going to get bored with it. You want a new menu, and if it's not new, you're going to find another a menu from another place and just jump on board.
That's true.
And that.
Yeah, I agree.
I want to ask, after the Australian tour, you're going to Bangkok with one of the great Adelaide bands called CHRISTCHURCH. But I just want to ask, is there any plans for Suffocation to do another album later on after the tours have all completed and done?
Yeah, absolutely. We got a bunch of the material already put together. I already have like the lyrical contents and the lyrical, passages already put together for the new concept record. And, Terrence has a ton of the new material already out on the table. So we are well over the halfway mark of the new record. And it's, it's a matter of when we come off of these tours to, get together as a group and, start doing all the fine tuning. And you will definitely be seeing a record after we take care of this tour cycle.
And we cannot wait to hear that as well. But I just want to ask just quickly before we get going, I have to wrap it up very shortly. How many songs are we going to expect off the latest album, and what are we expecting on this tour?
That's interesting because, we do have so many records, and, we definitely want to touch base a little bit of every record. We can't just leave records out, which we have in the past, which is a shame, because the people who listen to Suffocation all over the world, everybody's got a different, everyone has a different favorite record, so we don't want to leave anything out. And we definitely, we're not one of those bands that puts out a new record and then we come to your town and we only play the new record, so you're going to get a couple songs off of every record and, probably, anywhere between 2 or 4 of the new songs, depending on how many old songs we play. So it's going to definitely be a mix of everything when you see us.
We cannot wait. Like I said, I cannot wait because Metropolis Touring are coming on board to bring you guys down. Tickets are on sale now. If you haven't already done so, grab your tickets via metropolistouring.com. All the prices and details are there. And Derek, we cannot wait for you guys to come down here, smash us in the face, and I'll be in the mosh pit doing what I do best. Raising your horns up and getting absolutely bloodthirsty with metal.
Awesome, man. We look forward to coming down and crushing it for you guys real soon. Can't wait to have a great show and a nice beer with you guys. It's going to be awesome.
All right, then. Well, that's all the time we got for due to the standard of you got more interviews doing and I've got a time limit. But, yeah, Derek, it's been
right.
All right, Derek, it's been an absolute pleasure, and we will catch up very shortly when you get down here, and we cannot wait.
All right, brother. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys real soon. Looking forward to it.
All right. Catch you, brother. Catch you later.
Take care. Take care, brother.
Bye.